Taylor, we're going to get an intro from you too.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Taylor. I'm on the marketing team, one of the people putting together our resources, consulting our members on a regular basis. And today, just here to help Nick and Pat.
All right, great. So we're called kind of an audible today because we wanted to talk about Facebook ads and Instagram ads from a high level, okay? And there's a lot of reasons for doing this, and we're going to get into that. But the format for today is Pat and I are going to kind of go over, who's ready to consider Facebook ads, how you should execute them if you are, someone who should consider doing them, and some of the common pitfalls and things like that. We're not going to get into the detailed setup or any of that type of stuff, because none of that stuff matters when up front there's a way bigger problem going on, which is, it's very tempting when you're on Facebook and Instagram, and I know you guys have seen this, right? You're scrolling down your feed and Facebook is right there, like, boost this post, right? They're constantly trying to get you in there, to do it. And more often than not, it is a massive waste of money. And it really bothers me. I know it bothers Patrick and Taylor as well. How many artists and photographers start buying ads, start boosting posts. They're not supposed to be doing it. They're not ready for it. They're literally lighting their money on fire. And if we can, leave you guys today with the knowledge of whether you should be doing it or not, and when you should be doing it, and to save you money, to stop burning money, maybe some of you are running them as we speak, then that is a big win. And I think that's the message, that's the lesson that we want to bring to the community. So we're going to talk about that. And then as usual, we're going to get into your Q&A, okay? Your Q&A. And it could be any questions you guys have, for typical art business consulting, art marketing consulting. So usually when we run these sessions on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we would run a very, very quick demo about art storefronts to show our website, the art selling technology, as well as the marketing and consulting product, because we provide ongoing, marketing consulting for our clients. But we're going to skip that part today and just get right into this Facebook discussion, and then we'll get into your Q&A. To start forming a line, you guys, for your questions, you can also put them in the chat, okay? So if you hover over Zoom, you'll notice there's that chat button on the bottom. It'll open up a window on your right. The same thing will happen if you click the participants button. And so when all the names pop up on your right-hand side, you'll see a raise hand button, and that's how you raise your hand to get in line. And we will unmute you one by one, and you can ask whatever question it is. We usually try to say, if it's a Facebook question, great, or a Facebook or Instagram ads question. Otherwise, what's the number one thing that's holding you back with your art business? What's your number one problem right now? Let us help you. All right. And with Pat, do you have any other comments, or do you want to get right into it?
Yep, let's get right into it.
Okay, cool. So let's start with the why. All right. I want to hear your opinion, about why we're doing this today, right? First off, the things I would say, I've said a few things, but Facebook and Instagram ads are extremely hard to make pay, to get an ROI on, right? So you got to know that up front. They're very hard. Advertising is very hard to get an ROI on, right? And of course, we don't want you to fall for all of the tricks and the BS, get suckered into it when you're not ready to do it, and therefore waste a lot of money.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to take it? Yeah. So big picture is this. The reason we're doing this session, the reason we're calling it a bit of an audible is, you have to market where the attention is. Facebook and Instagram have all the attention. They have all the eyeballs, all your potential art buyers. That's where they are day in, day out. And so it stands to reason that would be a good place to get your art, right? You want to reach those buyers. You want to get them in. Every single solitary person on this call needs more customers for their business, full stop. The system that we teach, which is so important, okay, is, and this is why everybody fails at Facebook and Instagram ads pretty much primarily, is if you try to go into Facebook and Instagram ads and you can't do 100 push-ups, this is the analogy I give you, then you're going to fail. What are the 100 push-ups? The 100 push-ups is having a proper marketing system in place, okay? You have to be capturing emails. You have to be emailing on a regular basis. You have to be having sales when the time is right. You need to be posting on the socials, Facebook and Instagram, with a regular basis. Ideally, you're running live art shows, and ideally, you're running live flash sales with live video, and we can get into the tactical on that. When you have that system in place, okay, and you are doing so consistently all year long, Facebook and Instagram ads become the next step and an incredibly, incredibly valuable tool in your toolbox. Without it, though, if you can't do those 100 push-ups, if you don't have those marketing muscles, you don't have that system built up, you are destined to fail. It is no different than walking into the casino at Vegas, dropping your money down on the table, and seeing how it goes. And yet, time and time again, we see artists and photographers either boosting posts, either attempting to run ads, and trying to figure out the Facebook and Instagram ads marketplace. And without the marketing system, you just don't stand a chance. You're never going to make it. Everyone seems to think that selling art and photography in this new world we live in which COVID is still on, in which the offline revenue sources are no longer what they were and show no signs of coming back, that if you're going to make it digitally and you're going to advertise your art, all you're going to do is have a sale, have a sale, have a sale, have a sale, do an ads post, 15% off, sale ends Sunday, 15% off, sale ends Sunday. And that's the other thing that artists always do. Like, I'm just going to do that and see what happens and see what happens. There's a reason that everybody fails doing that. You have to have a marketing system in place such that when you bring leads in from Facebook, from Instagram, you are continuing to market to them all year long. Everyone thinks that art sells, like everything else that we see on Instagram and Facebook. Impulse buy, right? Ooh, look at this piece. It's amazing. I've never seen anything like it. I'm going to buy it right now on the spot. Not how art sells. It's never been how art sells. Art in photography, by and large, is not an impulse purchase. It's not a handbag or a pair of sunglasses or a cool T-shirt or some sort of gadget that improves the wiring behind your computer desk. Those types of things people will pull the trigger on a whim, right? Art is not one of them. It simply is not one of them. It is a longer sales cycle, and the sooner you figure that out and you realize that, the easier it makes it to understand. Like, you have to market consistently all year long. There's just no two ways around that. And yet, what percentage of artists do we see doing it the backwards way? All of them. All of them, for the most part. I do not know of a single artist or photographer that makes an ROI, and an ROI here stated plainly is a return on investment from Facebook or Instagram ads, that tries to advertise with the mindset, I'm just going to advertise sales, I'm going to get them to my website and buy. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to have a balance of those types of posts and those types of ads, yes, sales, but also regular content, talking about your work, showing your process, showing just you being quirky you, right? Because you're the brand as much as your art is the brand. So that's sort of a big picture way to look at Facebook and Instagram ads. The sort of profundity that I'll leave you with is this. Facebook and Instagram have a paid plan and they have a free plan. It's not publicized. There's no pricing table. You can't go to some website and click buy now, put me on the plan. Back in the day, when the social started, Facebook, Instagram, the others are similar, but let's just stay on Facebook and Instagram. I would follow Cindy, I would follow Gretchen, and I would follow May. Every single solitary post you made, I would see. Everyone, right? I could even follow a brand, and every single solitary post the brand did, I would see all of the posts. Facebook and Instagram did that early on because they needed to build a big enough user base. The minute that they did, they stopped doing that for free, right? So now when I follow Cindy's page, I will see maybe 1% to 2% of her organic posts. That's it. Full stop. That's it. So that's where we're at now in terms of a brand page on Facebook or Instagram getting any exposure whatsoever. So the paid plan on Facebook and Instagram is running ads to warm traffic, people that know you. We'll define that in a second. And doing so consistently all year long. All that is, and this can be done very inexpensively. $5 a day covers it for most of you, sometimes even less than that. All that is like a cable bill, or is like your studio rent, or a monthly service bill. And all we're doing is we're getting on the paid plan with Facebook to go back to the way it was, so that everybody that follows you sees all of your posts on Facebook, on Instagram. So those are sort of the big picture ways to think about Facebook and Instagram ads. What else do you have, Nick?
Yeah, so I think some major points that you mentioned already, right? These are some major points. Number one, if you are not doing consistent marketing all year long, you're automatically not a candidate for ads. So that already eliminates the vast majority of everybody. Because I can't remember, Pat, Taylor, can you remember the last artist or photographer that joined art storefronts that was doing enough marketing that they should be running ads? I don't think I can remember a single one out of 4,000 members that we have, right?
Yeah, maybe just a few.
Maybe a few, maybe, you know? And so, yeah, so if you are not doing the right, like consistent marketing all year long, okay, then you're already out. So, you know, take that to heart. If that's you right now and you are paying for ads, stop them. Just shut them off, because it's cart before the horse. The important thing here, guys, is that when you're running a business, right, you want to think about your sales funnel, right? You put leads in the top, okay? So like you meet new people, that's a fresh lead, right? They come to your website or they learn about you for the first time. And then you want to warm them up, right? Like they learn more about you, they go down the sales funnel, and a small percentage of them will turn into a sale, right? So that's your sales funnel, okay? Now, when you're trying to get people to come down this funnel and turn into a sale, that's the consistent marketing that makes that happen over time. It doesn't happen instantly, okay? It happens over time. And so if you are not doing that, what ends up happening is you're just bringing all these people into the top of your funnel, and then you, what's called burn them. You burn them. You waste your money on them, and you know, there's no path